segment, the bargain bin for this week, Sunday the 13th of December. So starting with Epic Game Store as we normally do, Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition and Tyranny Gold Edition, both available until next week. Get them now, add them to your library. Both fairly well regarded games, actually.
Yeah,
so
interesting that they've gone with a dual Obsidian game, and very very similar games in many ways. But that's interesting.
Yeah, really good games. Like again, Epic it's kind of crazy, like how much value they give people. And the thing that definitely we both want to call out is a reminder. So last year they actually had it started out as 12 Days of Christmas, but a lot of this was leaked. It hasn't been leaked this year. A lot of this was already leaked last year, that they were actually going to go beyond 12 Days of Christmas. But the games, so essentially what they do is once it kicks off, so this year, the 15 days of free games, it's going to start on the 17th of December. So just check your local times for that. You got to just be careful because every game's only available for 24 hours and it just disappears. So you got to, for me, I know it sounds crazy, but I just set something in my diary every day. It's like, okay, I'm doing this, just log in, get it, log off. But last year, and I won't go through all of the games that came out last year as part of it, but it's crazy that I have to minimize this list, but it's like Celeste, FTL, Into the Breach,
Hyper
Talos
Light
Principle.
Drifter.
Well, Ukulele and the Impossible Layer just had come out, really. And they gave that away for free. It was insane, the amount of games they gave and the quality of games last year. So I think the fact that they're doing the same thing again this year, the level of games that they had last year, I really think that there's a chance that they'll do something like Control for free, the base edition. I would not be shocked about that. I would not be shocked if something like The Witcher 3 goes free. So yeah, it'd be really, really cool. And I'm actually glad that it hasn't leaked the list. I think last year they had it in the servers and you could just kind of basically probe around and then, oh yeah, there it is. So people knew all the games, what they were. They've kind of gotten onto that stuff because it ruins their marketing as well. So yeah, super hyped about that. That's coming out really, really shortly. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on that. Nintendo Switch, did you want to cover these?
Yeah, I'll just cover the next couple ones because they're generally my highlights. So Switch, a couple of games that I noticed are on special. Moonlighter Complete Edition is 60% off until 7th of Jan. And Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is 63% off until 9th of Jan. So I've actually picked that one up. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
Also, a couple of highlights. PlayStation actually has some really good deals going on right now. So Elix is 83% off until the 23rd of December. If you like Eurojank RPGs, pick that one up. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is 85% off until 23rd of December. And one of my favorites, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, is also 85% off until 23rd of December. And if anyone ever wonders why I use percentage, is because just the currency with, Australia, US, it's, to me, like percentage, unless sometimes it might go, it's like, oh, it's only like $1 Australian or something. But
I think the only challenge with percentages, I think it's different in each region.
Well, what can I say with that?
So that's how they've gotten you. And one thing I wanted to shout out just before we go through our ever long and ever growing list of Xbox stuff that happens every week, that there are a lot of sales always around Christmas, and just be mindful that a lot of the times there's actual sales on Christmas Day now. Like that's becoming almost like a new Black Friday. So if you've seen something that's gone on sale now it's back to full RRP and you're happy to wait for a few weeks, I'd probably just hold off and keep an eye on things until Christmas. Like Nintendo often does a special sale around Christmas or the day after Christmas. So that's just something to think about if you are really keen on a game that has gone on sale, is off sale, probably might just jump back on sale if you can wait for a few weeks.
All right, now Xbox, a lot going on, as you said. So first, just to call out that we didn't cover a separate segment, but xCloud or Xbox Game Streaming, they've officially revealed that they're expanding it to PC and iOS in US spring next year, which, again, you were on the money, Intergot, with PC. I thought it would be console next, but 'tis the season to be gloating. It really is.
Tis the season to be gloating. Yeah, so I'm actually really excited about this. So this is Q2 2021. So it's about the same time as when Australia gets fully activated for xCloud. So, I'm not going to get invited to this beta. Microsoft hate me. They know I don't recommend buying a Series X. Just use a PC with Game Pass. So they're on to me. They hate me now. But yeah, I'm really pumped about this actually, because I think there might be games that I can't play because they're console games on Game Pass, but they will be on xCloud. So maybe an avenue for me to play some of these games that I can't get access to.
So we've also got a lot of Game Pass announcements, and it's probably
Yeah.
not the end of it. We'll probably get a whole bunch more for next week. So available now, we've got Mørkredd and PC and console. On 15th December, we get Skyrim on console, which is huge, which is great. Most people probably own Skyrim by now on some platform.
Yeah, it's for the 3 people that have got it.
A whole bunch on the 17th of December. So we've got Beholder Complete Edition, Code Vein, which is great. Monster Train and Neoverse will come into console Game Pass. We've got Among Us and Dark Pictures Anthology Man and Medan coming to PC Game Pass. And on both PC and console, on 17th of December, you got MotoGP 20 and Wilmot's Warehouse. Now, Microsoft also announced a whole bunch of stuff that are quite far ahead. 5th of Jan, Killer Queen Black is coming to console. We know, not sure about PC yet. So that's 5th of Jan. But then they also announced, oh my god, so I said a little while ago that I started Yakuza Kiwami 1, and I'm like, I'm going to play through the Yakuza games, but I'm not sure when how I'm going to play through like the middle games in the series. And Microsoft have fixed that. So on the
Heeded your call.
Yeah, 28th of Jan, Yakuza 3, 4, and 5, the remastered versions, are going to be added to PC and console Game Pass on 28th of Jan, which is great. And on the 25th of March, so they've announced something that far ahead, Yakuza 6 is also coming to PC and console Game Pass. So essentially, when you add that in with Kiwami 1 and 2 and Yakuza 0, that's other than the feudal Yakuza game they did, that's the whole series there. So if anyone wants to play the Yakuza games, then as of March, you'll have, unless they remove stuff from Game Pass before then, like Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 and 0, then you'll have the whole series available to you.
So, like, obviously we follow the news pretty, like, intently, the video game news mostly. But I don't really, I'm not really big on the rumors and those type of forums and all that kind of stuff. But has this sent like the rumor mill into a spiral around Sega and Microsoft acquiring them? Because it seems pretty crazy that they're going all the way out to 25th of March.
No, it hasn't that I've seen.
Oh, it hasn't?
Nah.
Maybe I've created more scuttlebutt. You know what I mean? Because it just seems weird that they're like so confident and so like all locked in and putting it out there for that long.
Well, I mean, these games are pretty beefy games as well. So the fact that on the same day they're going to release 3, 4, and 5, I don't know if it's technically the same SKU. I mean, I think it's treated as a separate game in a sense. So it's not like, you have games that are like the trilogy and they release it as one title. But it seems to be separate. But also,
do you reckon I'd like these games?
They're fun. Yeah, like I've only played the first like 4 or 5 hours of Kiwami 1, so I can't judge it. I think that they're worth playing. Yeah, I know they're very well regarded. So they're very quirky though. So you've got to be.
But I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, they're very slapstick, but then they've also got the very serious parts about it as well.
Yeah, I've only heard bits of it from some people talking about it on podcasts. I'm like, oh, that sounds like up my alley. Like, sounds real wacky, the sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Again, there's benefit of Game Pass, right? You just jump on, play it, and
there's a weird stuff that goes on in those games. And we've got 3 games leaving on the 30th of December. So we've got Mortal Kombat X on console, we've got Farming Simulator 17 on PC and console, and Football Manager 2020 on PC. I have a feeling that they'll announce a whole bunch more leaving over the next couple of weeks, because they've added so many games. So at some point, you think they're gonna clear out the back catalogue a bit.
So, the most important segment for me always is the last bit where you go, these are leaving. I always look at it and go, do I need to play any of these games? Yes, no, like that. Because I think if you say a game, like especially in Metroidvania, I haven't gotten around to, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to drop tools and play through this, try to get it done before it's possible. So yeah, man, it's definitely the best deal in gaming. Xbox Game Pass is pretty incredible. All right, let's get into our final segment, which is